And I'm not like, I don't know why people would laugh about it. It's really serious. It's really sad. But I don't know. You can come up if you're not going to be disrespectful and try to provoke me and try to like, because unlike you, I do know this person and I do know way more than you do. I can promise you that. And this is a lot closer to my heart than it is to you. Like Ivory Rose said best, I see Gypsy as a human being. She saw Gypsy as content. And at least she can admit that. At least Ivory Rose can admit that.
Yep.
So if you're going to come up here and treat Gypsy like a human being and not be disrespectful, sure. But if you're coming up here just for content, no. So what's the answer? Because not doing it.
And
if it's for the latter.
And she's not giving you Gypsy's record. Sorry.
Yeah, she starts invalidating her abuse and whatnot. We don't do that here.
Yeah.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I literally only have a few minutes because I am about to walk out the door. And I just wanted to say a few things. Bree, first off, I wish you would clear with your chat that I have never made fun of you and called you trans. Whenever people have come in my comments and said that, I have said, I do not know and I do not care. That I don't think that is something to mock somebody.
Well, you don't know. I think you do know. I'm not trans, and I think you don't have to defend me with that. But what you should tell people is that what does it matter, and why are you using that as an insult?
I have. So I just wanted to clear that because you got people in the chat who don't realize that. Another thing. Talking about the EEG, and I'm not going to get into all the evidence and shit, because like I said, I literally just have a few minutes. I have shared a scan that showed she had activity. So I would love to know what
do you mean activity?
That shows she didn't have activity. Because again, I have the scan that shows she did. You tell me you have proof of this, you have proof of that.
Activity of what? I don't know.
Activity, seizure activity, sorry. EEGs are for seizures.
No. I know which record you're talking about. That's not what it says. That's not. And you know that time she was at the doctor's appointment that she didn't even have Tegretol in her system, which is a red flag. And you know that same record that you're talking about is the same record that the doctor said there's a strong possibility of Munchausen by proxy. Did you know that?
Yep.
I don't know what it's connected to. No, I've just.
No, I'm saying because that record, that doctor's mentioning those things because he's eventually going to get to that last paragraph where he says, yeah, there's a strong possibility of Munchausen by proxy because none of it adds up.
He doesn't say strong possibility. He just says there's a possibility.
No, he says there's strong possibility. You want me to show you? I'll show you.
He said strong.
Can I finish what I'm saying?
Yeah, but yeah, you can finish what you're saying.
Does he not finish that sentence with, though, or an underlying unknown etiology? Yes or no?
Do you know what that means?
Yes, an underlying symptom. An underlying condition. Sorry, not symptom.
Right. Do you know what that could mean? Because people think that is automatically like, oh, that means, do you know what Munchausen by proxy is? Munchausen by proxy is the fabrication or the exaggeration, which means that it's not just exaggerating or making, it's even inducing that sickness or faking that sickness. So there could be symptoms. Gypsy could have, so Gypsy has a chromosome disorder. Her mom's entire blueprint, if you actually were to see all the records, is built off of that. If you were to do like a graph.
Okay, hold on. Can I interrupt you? Because again, I don't have a lot of time. And Bree, I know
this is the only way I can answer this question is by saying this though.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to make it fast. Okay, if I did this with the records and if you were to make a chart, like a box chart, like you do like a graph, well, not a graph, but like a whole bunch of cubes, whatever. And if you were to go through everything that Gypsy has gone through with her medical history, okay? And if you take that and take chromosome disorders and say if you're one line, you put all the different chromosome disorders and on another side of the graph or whatever, you put all different symptoms and diagnoses you can have. There, almost every single one overlaps with another. There is no chromosome disorder that is so specific that only has this or only has this. So, which is why you see Gypsy's mom claiming she has cerebral palsy, she has muscular dystrophy, she has, there's so many different things. Why? Because she's going through the whole list of anything you could possibly imagine and going to all different doctors because she knows she has a chromosome disorder because she knew since she was born, and anything could have, like, any of those things can end up being true, even though 90% of them weren't. And that's the reason. Underlying symptoms, meaning that she could have underlying symptoms. Most people who do this to their child, they do have underlying symptoms. Most of the child will be a child that has some sort of like ailment or sickness that does not affect their life in a way where they can't live a normal life. But they will use that and exaggerate it and add on to that and fabricate it. That's what that means. That actually is important. That's an important component to that whole sentence because a lot of parents do it because of that. Like Gypsy's mother, that's the mental illness side of it. That's what makes her not a monster. Like,
can I talk now?
Yes, you can. But okay, Yeah, you can go ahead and talk, but what I'm saying is important. But go ahead and talk. Go ahead.
Well, it's because you're hitting 5,000 different points, and we need to go
No,
one
it's
by
not
one
five. That's not 5,000
so that
different
we
points. But go
stay on
ahead.
topic. And
That
because, like I
that
said,
that is the same topic,
somebody
and
said
it's
a
all the same
countdown for
point.
me. What does that mean?
No, don't worry about that. It's not going to do anything.
Okay. You're saying her mom used it as a blueprint. I've never seen anywhere that they said she had a chromosome disorder at birth. If you have that, share it with me. I would love to see it because there's no way she worked off of a blueprint for this micro deletion if she didn't know at that point in time she had it. That makes no sense.
Yes,
You
it
Can
does.
I
And
can't.
people
ask
that have been
one
covering this
question?
case know this. By the way, people that have been
What?
covering this case, people that are not on my side know this. Her mother, and that's what they say. They was trying to figure out which one it was, and they finally found out. Yes, she did. Her dad said that her mom, like in interviews, he talked about how her mom said she had a chromosome disorder, that she wasn't going to make it until she was 12, until she was 16, until she was that was way before she ever found out Wakan. He's
Okay,
been telling her that since
those
she
are
was younger.
interviews. Those are interviews he gave after all
No,
this. I want to see proof before.
proof,
I
go to
don't want
Megan's
to
Thought
sit
catalog and go
here.
see the blog. Go see Dee
I
Dee's blog. When Gypsy was 16 years old, which this happened in 2011, she was diagnosed, okay? Which means she was 20. I'm trying to explain it to you. She was 20 years old. How in the fuck would Gypsy's mother be able to put in a 16-year-old blog when she was 16 years old that she has a chromosome disorder? Because she always knew. Most of the time you find that out, maybe not the specific kind, but most of the time because Gypsy had microcephaly and she had the lazy, like you can find out if you have a chromosome disorder at birth. It's because of the year the test came out. The specific kind, she didn't find out until 2011. But guess what? Her mother never told doctors about it, though. Like, when she moved
Microcephaly
to,
is not unique to a chromosome disorder, though. It
when
can be
did I
caused by a
My
multitude of
I
things.
never said that it
God.
was. It wasn't. I never
Okay,
said that.
okay. Sorry,
I'm
I
saying there's
thought you were
multiple.
saying that.
I'm saying that her lazy eye, but even beside all of that, most people find out at birth if their child has a chromosome disorder, not the specific kind. But you can absolutely find out. But yeah, like her mother had this mentioned in blogs before Gypsy was ever 20 years old. People that have been knowing this case for a while, they know this. Like they will say this, but their narrative is, yeah, she knew she had a chromosome disorder, so this whole time she was just trying to figure out which one it was. But that's not true because why? If that was the case, her mom would be telling the doctors about it. She didn't tell any doctors. She never
So,
told any doctors.
so you just said her mom said it, but then you said it's not true because she didn't tell doctors. Then how
No,
is she
what are you
using it as a
talking about?
blueprint? Is
You're
what
not
I'm
listening
saying.
to me. What?
Stop cherry picking half of what she's
I'm not
saying to
cherry
fit your
Okay,
picking.
then
narrative.
that's why. Can you let me
Bree,
complete?
do me a
Okay,
favor. Can
no.
you silence everybody other than me and you? Because, like I said, I only have a few minutes. I'm not trying to argue with
Okay,
him.
let me
I'm
try
trying to
to.
have a
Let me say this
legit
again.
conversation.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. Okay, so you
What
ready?
the fuck?
So
Yes.
Gypsy's mother knew this since birth. People know this that cover this case. Now listen, what they say is that yeah, Gypsy's mother knew this, and that's what she was trying to figure out what was wrong with her child all these years, and finally in 2011 they figured it out. The reason that narrative cannot be true and isn't true is because don't you think if you knew your child had a chromosome disorder since they was from birth, you would tell doctors that? That's what I mean. She didn't tell doctors about the chromosome disorder. She knew she had one. She didn't tell doctors about it. That's what I'm saying. So if that
How
narrative was true, that she's trying to figure out which one, she would be mentioning it to doctors. Why would a doctor's not going to be looking for shit that Didi ain't even telling them about? That's because she didn't tell them.
how would
Because
Dee
that could,
Dee how would Dee
what?
Dee know that she had a chromosome disorder if a doctor had not told her that? Dee Dee is
What do you
not
mean? A
in
doctor
time.
did tell her that. A doctor
But
at birth.
you just
No,
said
you're not listening to me. I said she didn't tell any doctors. Dee Dee, like when she moved to Missouri and stuff, she never told. There's not a single record where she says she has a chromosome disorder, ever.
exactly my point.
Oh my God, you're not. How do you not comprehend this, or Audrey? She was diagnosed. This okay? Let's. Dr. Paul. Dr. Paul is Gypsy's birth doctor. He delivers Dee Dee. Your child has a chromosome disorder. Okay, thank you for telling me. Okay, here she takes Gypsy home. And she's 7 years old. Well, she goes to doctor all those other years. She's 7 years old. She goes to Dr. Dennis. New doctor, never seen him before. Okay. Yeah. Oh, she's going.
No, I'm still here. I don't know
Oh,
what
okay.
happened.
You had a big box. That's why I was confused. Okay. So now she said Dr. Dennis. Okay. Dr. Paul. She hadn't spoke to him since Gypsy was born. She knows She knows Gypsy has a chromosome disorder because Dr. Paul told her. But she ain't telling Dr. Dennis, and she ain't telling Dr. Eric, and she ain't telling Dr. Danny, and she ain't telling Dr. whatever. She's not telling them because if she tells them that, it can do it, all those years that she got to just guess around and just throw out disorders and continue to fabricate shit. It wouldn't have worked. because they would have been able to pinpoint it, and more people would have been able to know exactly what's wrong with Gypsy, which would have been fucking nothing other than lazy eye, microcephaly, nothing that is like detrimental, nothing that is gonna like hold her back or anything like that. That's what I'm saying. It's not, yes, the doctor told her, but she didn't continue to tell doctors throughout her life. So if the narrative is true that she just wanted to figure out which one it is, she would be telling the other doctors that that's what she had, but she didn't.
But if she wanted her to be quote unquote so sick that she needed constant medical attention, why would she not tell the doctors, hey, this child has a chromosome disorder? Because that would make her chronically ill.
I just literally explained that to you. You want to know why? Because Gypsy's chromosome disorder doesn't affect shit. Do you see Gypsy today? She has a lazy eye and she has microcephaly. Nothing is wrong with her. That's why. Because they would have been able to find out literally that nothing's wrong with her. Why do you think
you're denying her makeup bag full of medicine? It's on the show.
What?
You're denying her makeup bag full of medicine that's on the show?
But you think just because there's a makeup bag full of medicine that she was supposed to like, what do you mean? You know how many records show Gypsy with nothing in her system?
Are you for real right now? Like, are you seriously?
I don't understand what you
mean
by that. Are you saying that if you see a child and say if you see a sick child, or you think they're sick and there's medicine in the bag, you think, oh, they're not abusing their child, there's medicine in the bag. Oh, they're good.
No, that's not what I said, Bree.
What are you saying then?
You said she's perfectly healthy today. I'm saying a perfectly healthy person doesn't have a bag full of medicine, babe.
Did you look inside of her bag? Did you know what every single thing is inside her bag? What bag are you talking about?
It's a gray bag. It's shown on the show.
Shown on the show. What was in it?
Fucking obsessed.
I would have to go and look.
So she could take, you know, how many heartburn medicine, prenatal vitamins, something for constipation. I mean, how many pill bottles did you see?
Dang, or is that not the same medicine her mom was giving her? Constipation, heartburn. You just named off the same ones her mom was giving her.
Things you take when you're fucking pregnant, you freak.
No, like, you don't take all those when you're pregnant.
She's not here to learn anything.
No, get the fuck out of here. You're fucking weird.
Okay,
I'll
get off, but I want to say
bye. You're fucking weird.
Gina, I don't make money.
You're fucking weird as fuck. Get the fuck out of here.
That's all she wants to do. She just wants to cause problems.
Prenatal vitamins. So her mother gave her prenatal vitamins? No, she didn't, you dumb fuck. So there's one thing you got wrong. Y'all, this is somebody who is a mother, by the way. A mother. So y'all, if you're a pregnant woman and you're taking those, you're probably fucking really sick. And you probably shouldn't live a normal life because this weirdo said so. That was the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life. Me too. You just made a fucking fool of yourself. You had a chance to come up here and have an actual conversation, and instead you chose to make a fool of yourself. Congratulations. That was probably one of the stupidest things I've seen. Wait, she proved me wrong?
It's another example of the smooth brain that we have going on.
She proved me wrong. How? She just said, you dumb fuck. Listen, I'm big mad. No, you know what? I am mad. I'm mad that someone like that is making content that is harmful to victims and survivors. You're damn right, Christy. You're damn right. Because I actually give a fuck, unlike you. But she proved me wrong. She said Gypsy had prenatal vitamins, heartburn medicine, heartburn medicine and constipation medication, which is all normal things for pregnant women. Guess what? Gypsy was not on prenatal vitamins when she was younger. She just said all things her mom gave her. No, it's not. No, it's not. Just like constipation medicine. Gypsy wasn't always on medicine for constipation. That's not true. Have you been on constipation medicine before? You're never going to be. So if you aren't once, that means just like, I'm sure during Gypsy's life, she took constipation medicine before, like all people do. That was actually dumb. And if you think that she proved me wrong, you're dumb. And Big Ned, no, this is me being loud because people like you and her on the internet doing things that are harmful to victims and survivors of abuse. Okay, Christy? That's what the fucking problem is. So don't mistake my aggressiveness for anything else but passion and for care about human beings. Okay, sweetheart? She didn't mean the prenatal. Okay, she meant the heartburn and constipation. Pregnant women take heartburn medicine and medicine for constipation. Do you not comprehend that? So wait, because Gypsy is taking medication that a pregnant woman would take, that means, oh my God, y'all, I know Gypsy. I have seen her dozens and dozens of times. Gypsy is not a fucking sick person.